Welcome to this episode of Highlights from the Hill. Jim, it's a pleasure to be back. It's always a highlight for me to be able to sit here with you and talk about all the wonderful things that are happening in our school district.
Me too. You know, I find like so much interesting stuff going on by interacting with you and all the people that we have on. So it's a lot of fun. I'm also really excited to be starting this new series where we're taking a look at each of the schools and starting with Center School.
I agree. I think it's an inside scoop, isn't it? An opportunity for people who are watching to see things going on a daily basis of what happens in all of the schools. And so, today we're focusing on Center School.
Right, and that's like so key, you know, like on a daily basis, because we're going to start this segment with a short video called A Day at Center School. And then we'll have Principal Lauren DeBow on to chat with us about what happens in there. So enjoy this video.
Good morning, Morgan. Good morning, Colin H.
How many balls is in a snowman? Do you have a big one?
Steal the jewels. That sounds like an exciting game. What do you have to do to play that game?
So somebody has to stand in the hoop, and then people try to get the jewels from another team.
Whisper a rhyming word to me. I'm going to say a word and you tell me whether you think rhymes with the word. Ready? Okay, so you could have said hat, you could have said mat, you could have said bat, you could have said rat.
Me. What am I going to change? I have W-E, and I want to make M-E. What do you think, Ayla?
Really climb the ladder. Really climb the ladder. Very good. Okay, body still. We're going to do 5 jumping jacks. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3.
If you noticed someone didn't wash their hands after using the bathroom, who would like to come up here and show the audience how you might feel? If you saw that, Kate, come on up. Well, how would you feel? Okay. Are you showing us? Okay.
Okay, I'd like to thank our own Mike Tarosian for putting together that video. I thought it was great. And I'm also happy to welcome Principal Lauren DeBow from the Center School to join us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Lauren, thank you so much for coming in and taking time out of your really busy day to be here. I thought it was really important for people who are watching the episode to really have a chance to understand. We talked about a glimpse inside the day, but I wonder if you could just highlight some of the things that we've just seen in that precious video.
Oh, I'd be happy to. I think one of the greatest takeaways is what school looks like today is what is different than what we experienced when we were in school. You saw a lot of movement, a lot of activity, and that is throughout all subject areas. So some of the areas that you saw, unpacking, the start of our day, and we saw some morning meetings. It's important for children to develop a sense of community with their classmates. So you saw 2 examples of that, how they greet, say hello, listen, take turns, and 2 very different activities that you saw, but they're just terrific community builders.
And let's just pause there for a minute, because there's some other things I'm going to ask you to highlight. But the piece about the morning meeting, I don't know that people necessarily understand that these are skills that have to be taught. We don't just necessarily know how, what's an appropriate way of interacting, but also understanding that there's such a range within every classroom of children's how comfortable they are in reaching out to people that they don't know.
And even within the classroom at the beginning of the year, you have children who are uncomfortable greeting or speaking in front of others, and it's acceptable to pass, so that we want them to feel comfortable and safe, feeling safe about venturing out, offering their opinion, their thought, whatever it may be. And at the point this video was taken, everyone was participating. They have a good sense about feeling comfortable with their classmates, speaking in front of others, speaking in a voice where others can hear you, having the eye contact. Those are all significant skills, and as you said, they're often taken for granted, and we model and we practice them on a regular basis.
I wonder, I bet that's a wonderful opportunity for some of our second language learners. I'm just thinking about this at this moment, that they can be learning those skills within the classroom setting. Have you found that?
Absolutely. So they're learning different methods of greeting. They're increasing their vocabulary, as are the children when they're hearing about weekend events, activities. A morning meeting might be sharing something that you enjoy, and there are a variety of activities that our children engage in. So it's connecting the family life with the school life, and that's important for children to learn about things outside of school with their peers.
So let me take you back to the video. We saw a lot of, as you pointed out, a lot of activity. Can you talk about how activity is included throughout the instructional day in a variety of ways?
Sure. We saw a kindergarten class, and it looked like they were playing at different tables. So that was a center type activity. The items that are out are purposely chosen. You're practicing fine motor skills. You're extending creativity, critical thinking skills. So having the open-ended activities is actually a bit more challenging for children, because they are constructing their learning rather than just rote information, providing something back. They have to create that learning opportunity, and that exercising of those skills is significant. So that kindergarten classroom, I think there are at least 5 different activities going on. So they're managing their group, communicating with the group, sharing and taking turns, and then there'll be a time they'll rotate to another area. So it's also cleaning up that area so it's ready for the next group that's joining.
So many
So
skills.
there is a lot that is incorporated there.
It's like amazing, because I don't ever remember these grades being so complex. How do you get this type of I always thought it was that you learn how to write, you learn to do addition, but you're talking about so many different other skills. When did that start happening?
So we're still working on that developmental approach, the learning through play, the hands-on, celebrating childhood, but also incorporating other skills that helps teach clear expectations, what you do when, how you do things, not taking it for granted, which once children have those routines and understand, more learning opportunities arise, because they know what's expected. Almost imagine yourself at a conference. You like to know the agenda. What's coming up for the day? When do I have a break? And then you feel good about your day. You're not squirming in your seat thinking, all right, when am I going to get up? So having children own that sense of their schedule opens up so many other opportunities for them and makes them available for learning in so many different ways.
I mean, that sounds like hard work, because you have like young kids, and to be aware of all these things while they're teaching them, that is a lot of work.
It is. And imagine, I mean, think of yourself as families when you have a birthday party or play dates. Multiply that by X number of children. So our teachers, our paraprofessionals do a fabulous job, so that so much is accomplished while enjoying and being at school, learning with friends, and taking turns.
Wow.
And thank you for recognizing that, Jim, as someone who's not in this world of education, because the classroom management piece is just taken for granted. But it's a very highly skilled profession, and in order to be able to get these kinds of results, there has to be a lot of classroom management that takes place.
I know. Even in physical education. I mean, back when I was a kid, you just played dodgeball, you know? But like, they actually have a curriculum that they're teaching kids skills in physical education. It's amazing.
And now our physical education teachers have worked closely with classroom teachers in terms of what are standards and expectations that you're working on, and how can we support that in our classes. So the activity that you saw was a movement activity. You had to follow directions, stop, turn, be quick on your feet, as well as they incorporated a math aspect of it. So that was a kindergarten class. They were building concepts to 5. If you had more than 5 joules, where can you disperse them? What's the number sentence that would match that? Who needs more? Who needs less? So it's wonderful to have that carryover and reinforcement. So you're not learning something for one setting. This is real life application that happens throughout Center School.
That's really amazing. It really is.
I think the other thing that you started to talk about that is so important to stress is the building block aspect. That when we celebrate how high achieving our district is, it doesn't get there by magic. There's a lot of work that takes place to build the basis on which kids can then learn. And preparing kids for learning is what you're doing, as well as, of course, the beginning steps of those really important roots. Did you want to comment on that at all, Lauren?
Well, sure. And even the video at the end, you saw preschool.
Yes,
and preschool's not
yes.
physically with us,
Yet.
but they are part of our community. And seeing how they navigate a building, to see how they work together in a group. They have, one class uses a jump rope so they know where to safely move in line, because they're in a building with 2nd and 3rd graders. They're very large children compared to the preschoolers, but how efficiently they are able to follow routines and structure attributes to what you said at Center School. It's laying those foundations of working together, learning, enjoying school, and all of those activities contribute to that solid foundation.
The other thing I noted in the preschool segment was the attentiveness. You know, if I was a preschool parent or a grandparent, which I am, watching that, I would feel really reassured, because the numbers of staff that we have that are watching over the children, the attentiveness, you did not see, you saw engagement. Teachers engaged with kids while they were playing, and it made me feel like, oh, they're in really good hands out there in that playground.
Absolutely, and even the fostering of independence, to
Yes.
see the children pour their water. That's a challenging skill.
Sure.
You know at home how many times you've had spilt drinks, but here, maybe don't fill the container all the way. They can start that. Let's start releasing some of that support and have them practice those skills. So it is wonderful.
One thing I wanted to ask, because I didn't know what was going on, was what were the children doing in the cafeteria with the popsicle sticks?
That was an art class. Some of our art classes are held in the cafeteria. They are working on lines. They were building designs, constructing designs using vertical, horizontal, and diagonal lines. And as we were walking around, they were using that language with us, describing their pictures. We had creations of stars, we had houses, we had abstract designs. Here's a diagonal, here's a vertical. So having the application and utilizing such a term, they were able to identify what type of lines, hence the popsicle sticks, they were using to create.
No more coloring in pictures.
We do that still sometimes, but we also work on expanding that beyond. And I can say for the art teacher, as well as our music teacher who travel, how out of the box they think to provide such opportunities while teaching from a cart.
Which is a perfect segue, I think, to
Yes.
the next segment that we're going to see, which is the groundbreaking ceremony that's going to take place. I think October 28th. Lauren, when I think back to you and I starting here, we both started on the very same day, and started back then, it'll be going on 4 years, on the elementary school building committee. And how exciting it is to be at this point where groundbreaking is about to take place. Can you talk a little bit about that from your perspective?
It is such an exciting time, because throughout this process, I think we have instilled in staff, yes, this is happening. We are finding a solution to Center School, which has been the plan from the initial stages of the building committee, even prior to our arrival. And I think it was hard for people to truly embrace that. They were hesitant. It might not happen. I know we have challenges, but we reached this point before, and then we didn't see the fruition of the project, so they were afraid to get their hopes up, but continuously supporting that. And what helped was the community, the components of the building committee, Compass and DRA, and now the construction crew, they have really brought this together that it is happening. People are excited. Right now we have a lottery at the buildings for some staff members to attend because we need some people minding the store, but yet we will have some staff members that will join for that ceremony. So that is very exciting for
And
us.
so talk a little bit about art and music and what that's going to look like in the new building.
So our art and music teachers will have a classroom. Art will have sinks. Music will have storage. We have instruments that since I have arrived at Center School, I have been looking at high above some bookcases because we cannot travel with these wonderful African drums. There is so much that will be accessed and utilized in space designed for that. We will have facilities that are built for young children. We will have bathrooms, and we will not lose as much learning time taking trips to the bathrooms in kindergarten and preschool classrooms.
Who would even think about that?
That is a significant time factor that is
Yeah,
required
yeah.
because of the supervision, how to use a community bathroom, if you will. And right now, the bathrooms, for example, that preschool are using are not designed for young children. So that presents another challenge.
Wow.
I've seen those bathrooms. They're so cute. They're just so cute. You have like the greatest age kids there. They're so
We
cute.
do. They are happy to be at school. They enjoy learning. So how can you not have a wonderful day when you're greeted with smiles and children celebrate when they lost a tooth, that something exciting is going on in their life, or they're showing you what they accomplished. I read this. This is something I wrote. Take a look at this. And it's
Yeah.
wonderful that they share that because they are proud of themselves and they know that we truly care. And that's what makes, I think, Center School so wonderful and fabulous is the commitment and the caring from all staff members, no matter what department they are from, that children make growth and progress and succeed.
It is so true, and you just go into the building and you feel such warmth, such joy. It's just a fabulous place to be, and I think that to your credit, to your teachers' credit, to your staff's credit, you've made the building. The kids are not aware of the fact that there are constraints
Right.
in that building, is what I'm trying to
Absolutely.
say. It's just a joyful place to come every day, where they feel safe and nurtured, and they're learning so much.
I would agree.
Yeah. So let's get to the groundbreaking.
Let's do it.
My name is Jeff D'Amico. I'm the owner's project manager from Compass Project Management. We're the lead on the project, helping guide the town and the project team all the way through. We're here today for an important major milestone, which is the groundbreaking. As you can hear and see behind me, there's a lot of activity. It's an exciting point in the project. Everything's real.
On this ground will be a school that will be the starting point of lifelong journey of education for thousands of children. About 90 years ago, we could imagine that a similar group may have gathered at the Common to celebrate the first shovels hitting the ground at Center School. And the legacy that that moment has left with generation after generation of children going through and up those stairs and through those doors over decades and decades is just immeasurable, the impact.
So despite the weather, the wind, the rain, we are thrilled to be here. We are thankful for the enduring support to find a solution to the challenges of Center School. The community's journey, and as you've heard, it has been quite a journey to find a solution, is a testament to the steadfast perseverance of Hopkinton. We, the preschool, kindergarten, and first grade staff and students, will thrive in a facility specifically designed for early childhood education. This is incredibly exciting for us.
So 3.5 years later, here we are. And as our daughter has grown and successfully navigated her milestones over the past 3 years, this building project has grown and successfully achieved its milestones at both the town and state level. The new elementary school project we are celebrating today required leadership, foresight, careful planning, and extensive community involvement. In fact, community involvement has been the linchpin to the project's success.
And when you have an excellent process, you have great volunteers working together to make things happen, you're going to have a great product, a great result. What's going on behind us is the beginning of what will be a great school. It's because we have great volunteers and a great process. And I want to thank, on behalf of the community, all 17,000 residents, I want to thank the Elementary School Building Committee for a great job. And we really appreciate all your hard work.
And I think more than so many other wonderful projects in town, this is really a labor of love and a project of, by, for the community and its future. And you look at the range of people in the audience who have participated in this process, which has been a lengthy one, a very deliberative one, and a very inclusive one, so that what you are going to have at the end of the day and what's represented in this beautiful picture is going to represent the best of Hopkinton. And while this is about a building in the most specific sense, I really think this is about so much more, especially for a community like Hopkinton.
Congratulations to the Hopkinton Elementary School Building Committee in recognition of your joyous occasion of the groundbreaking for Hopkinton's new school, and that we wish you continued success and all the best. And here, it's yours. Congratulations.
All right, that was great. It's a very, very exciting time. I was wondering, have they named the school yet?
So we're actually in the process of looking at the school committee policy. We took the school committee policy back for review and agreed that it has exactly the procedures that we want in place. So there's very detailed procedures in terms of notifying the public that we're about to be considering names, gives people opportunity to give suggestions and come to a school committee meeting to do that, and a very specific 60-day timeline between that meeting and the actual decision. But the decision is the decision of the school committee, and they will vote that at a meeting in the new year, whether it be January or February. We're still working out the details on that.
So should I bring them cookies or brownies?
That's great. So Lauren, I think we'll finish the episode just letting you talk to us about what are the uniqueness of working with children at this early educational level. I know that you've worked in buildings with a wider range of students, but what makes this so unique, working with preschool K and 1 students?
I'm going to say the impact, the lifelong impact that we are able to establish and foster for these young children. The brain development is so rapidly development, the growth is incredible, and it is so rewarding to see staff and students engage in this type of activity. And it's not just academic, so it's important to note we're not just practicing academic skills, reading, math, and writing. Of course we are, but there's so many aspects of the young child about getting along with others, solving problems, how you handle your emotions that contribute to successful adults. And to have that impact on children is incredible and remarkable. And to see all of the unique aspects that occur on a daily basis and the little things that people may or may not notice that happened so that this learning occurs and children just continue to grow and thrive. That is what makes it.
And one of those
incredible.
special events is coming up pretty soon.
Yes, it is. Something that has been a tradition at Center School is the Harvest Parade. Traditionally, it has been kindergarten parading around the Common. There's been discussion about first grade participating in that. So this year, yes, first grade is participating in that Harvest Parade. And it's a celebration, a reflection of the community. So many families do celebrate the season in this manner. So it is a wonderful day.
It's a highlight for me.
So when you, do you prepare the kids for this? It sounds like it's pretty meaningful.
We talk about how families celebrate the seasons differently. Conversations about holidays and activities in town, they're pretty common at school because this is part of children's life. So sharing what you do, how you might celebrate a season is something that helps bring us together as a community. For most children, this is familiar to them. For others, it's a new experience and exciting for them.
Yeah.
So we share and delight in that, and
you pack learning into everything. That's
we do.
Great.
We absolutely do.
So that brings us to the end of our episode. Thank you for joining us. Please continue to send your ideas our way. Always happy to consider including those in an upcoming episode. And we will leave you with a view of the Harvest Parade.